morning, the students of class 6. Welcome to our e-learning class. So today I am going to discuss your social science history, and today's topic is the beginning of farming and herding. It is from your chapter 2, from hunting gathering to growing food. So let's begin this summary. But what happened, you know that when grasslands emerge in different parts of the Indian subcontinent, beside those rivers, fertile plains, some grains also, some plants which also grown on those grasslands, and like such as the barley, the wheat and rice. And men, women and children who were the gatherers, they in search of those, when they found those grains and they used this as a food, now they think that if we started planting those grasses, those plants in our near our settlement, then it will helpful for us and to collect the food and gathered food for future use. So in this way they started farming. This is the first idea of farming came into their mind. Okay. So now what happened? People would also attract and then tame animals by leaving food for them near their shelters. They also thought that if we tame those animals near our shelters, then what happened? We no need to go outside for hunting, and it is very easy to collect milk and meat and other animal products from those animals. And in this way, the ancient people, they encourage animals that were relatively gentle to come near and camps where they lived. So in this way, the animal to be tamed was the wild ancestors of the dog. The first animal they tamed, it is the wild ancestors of the dog. As well as they tamed those animals, those are relatively gentle, such as goat, sheep, cattle, etc. The ancestors of those animals, and they started and they allowed them to come near to their settlement and gave them food and also camps where they lived. They go and camps where they lived, and these animals such as sheep, goat, cattle and also the pig lived in the herds. They lived in the herds. Okay, lot of animals in a group, so it is very easy for them to collect animals from the group. So that's why they take those animals. Those are living in group and gentle. So most of them ate grass, and often people protected these animals from attack. So that's why they already tamed dog, and they tamed the dog, and dog protected those animals from the attack of wild animals. And in this way they become harder. Okay, so can you think the reasons why the dog was perhaps the first animal to be tamed? Because dog before animal herding, they are hunters. So in the time of hunting, the dogs also helped them in hunting. So that's why the first animal they tamed is the ancestors of the dog. And in the time period, it is 12,000 years ago. Remember, they tamed animals almost 12,000 years ago. Now we're going to discuss about the domestication. That domestication is a process which people grow plants and looked after animals. It's a long process, and ancient time, you know that how people learned about the domestication. And in the time of domestication, they selected plants that yield large sized grain, have strong stalks capable of bearing the weight of the ripe grain. They choose only those grains, those have large sized grains, strong stalks capable of bearing the weight of the ripe grain. And also they also keep this thing in mind that the grain should be stored for future use, and seeds from the selected plants are preserved and shown to ensure that new plants, when grown from those seeds, are looks same as the old one. So identical for the, and they also have the same qualities which was present in the old plant. So this is the measures of, these were the measures of domesticating of plants. Now among animals, those are relatively gentle, selected for breeding. They selected those gentle animals such as goat, sheep, cattle and pig for domestication. These are not harmful, not dangerous and for them. And in this way they started breeding and a new species came out actually, and they are totally different from their natural species and the wild one. Such as, there is a picture given in your book. Look at the picture. There is a two teeth. One is from the wild boar, another was a tamed pig. So tamed pig is, but both the teeth, the size of the teeth are totally different. Look at carefully, because the larger one is obviously the teeth of the wild boar or wild pig, and the smaller one, it is the domesticated pig. And why the size of the teeth are different? Because the wild animals, they used to eat those things and wild fruits and grains and roots, etc. But the domesticated one, they got the processed food. Okay, so that's why the size of their teeth are also different. There are other, and as well as those cattles, their wild cattle, their horns are also so big, but the domesticated cattle, their horns are smaller, and their size and their looks, they are totally different. If you compare these two animals today also, you can understand the differences. Now all the plants and animals we use as food today was the result of the domestication. It is true that virtually if we see that all the animals we use and all the animals we tame today, the cattle, pig, the sheep, the goat, etc., as well as those birds, they are actually totally different from their wild ancestors. And the grains also, the wild grains also totally different from the today's grain that we use as a food. As a result, the domestication, some of the earliest plants to be domesticated were wheat and barley, and the first grains that was domesticated, that were barley and wheat. So the earliest domesticated animals include sheep and goat, and domestication started about 12,000 years ago in the Paleolithic age. Okay. So that's all from this subunit. I hope you have understood. Next class we will discuss another subunit from your history. So thank you for watching. See you in the next class.